When a personal assistant is not performing their work the way you would like it done, you need to work with the PA first. Did you explain the task clearly? What doesn't the PA understand? Is there another way that would be easier or more efficient and still have the result you want? What support can you give to help make the improvement happen? Feedback is letting your PA know you have observed their work or task and your satisfaction with their performance. The best feedback is ongoing. It includes letting the PA know when something is done well and when their performance could use some improvement. This includes not only how the tasks are performed, but also behaviors. The most effective performance feedback is given immediately after the PA performs a task correctly or incorrectly. If a problem seems to be continuing, do not wait for it to solve itself. That won't happen. Deal with each issue as it comes up. It is important to correct mistakes right away before they become a habit. Find a time when you and your PA can have a more relaxed conversation about the problem. Explain to your PA what you think the problem is. Listen to what she says as well. Work together to handle the problem. If the disagreement or problem involves such things as duties, pay, or dependability, remind the PA of the responsibilities in the work agreement. If the PA is not willing to reach an agreement, it may be necessary to let him or her go. If there are problems with how your PA works, you may want to set up a regular routine to go over the task to be sure that everything is being done as you expect, especially with a new PA. The more often the work is checked, the sooner the small problem can be fixed. There are 4 types of feedback: giving positive feedback, giving corrective feedback, giving negative feedback, and receiving employee feedback. When you give feedback, positive, constructive, or negative, make a note about each event. Note what you said to the PA and date it. Keep these notes together in one place. When you are ready to do an evaluation of the PA, you will have a summary of what occurred over time. You won't have to rely on your memory. Here's a sample of a feedback note.
Talked with Mary today about the initiative she took in cleaning out and putting order to the pantry. All the cereal is together, soups are in one place, etc. I now can see at a glance what needs to go on the shopping list. I appreciated her asking me if I had any preference for what to put on which shelf to be within my reach.
Positive feedback is feedback given to a PA about correct performance. In order for feedback to be positive, it must 1. Praise the correct performance, and 2. Specify exactly what was performed correctly. If you express appreciation during the good times, it can make it easier for the PA to handle criticism when it's needed. You may need to practice finding something good to say. Even a PA who isn't doing such a good job may improve just because of an honest compliment. Good examples.
Sarah, that lunch tasted so good. The chicken was moist and delicious. Thank you for making it just right. Hey, Sarah, I really appreciate you being on time, especially in this stormy weather.
Bad examples.
Good job. Gee, thanks.
Corrective feedback is given to improve performance. In order for feedback to be corrective, it must specify exactly what was done incorrectly. Give specific instructions for correcting the problem in the future. Using corrective feedback allows you to correct errors during training in a constructive, non-punishing manner. Good example.
The beans at lunch today were a little overcooked. I found if you cook it for 30 minutes on medium, they turn out just right.
Bad example.
Those beans were terrible.
Negative feedback is required when the PA continually performs tasks incorrectly that she knows how to do. It also is required when the PA is testing the employer to see what she can get away with. Good example.
Sarah, it's the 2nd day in a row you've been late. You know that when you're late, it makes me late. And I'm pretty upset about this. You're a good PA and I'd hate to have to get rid of you. So Can we not have this happen again?
Bad example?
You're late again. You're a lousy PA.
Talk with the PA about what is troubling you. Explain what it is that upsets you. You don't want the PA to feel defensive. It won't change the situation and is likely to make the PA ignore you. One way to prevent the PA from becoming defensive is to use statements that begin with "I feel." The PA can't argue with you. If these are your feelings, use negative feedback as a last resort and be firm in dealing with the PA. Make sure he or she understands what is important to you, why it is important, and the possible consequences if the behavior continues. Express your concerns immediately, right after the problem occurs. However, try not to criticize your employee in front of other people unless it is necessary. Speak in a calm tone of voice. Tell the PA specifically what she did wrong. Let her know that the consequences of her actions and how upset you are. Allow time for a discussion between you and the PA after the feedback. This is especially important after negative feedback. This allows the two of you to work out how to make the situation better and to correct the problem. End by telling the PA that you know that she will try to do better in the future. Receiving employee feedback. Don't be surprised if the PA criticizes you. Either the PA feels that you are unfair or unreasonable or both, or that the work can't be done in the time allowed to do it. Accept that the PA can be critical of you. Don't be defensive. Don't consider the criticism as a personal attack or challenge to your independence. Answer questions patiently. It may help to explain why you want a task done a certain way. When you teach something, teach it the same way each time, unless you were not clear in your instructions the first time. Once a task is learned, do not continue to tell the PA how to do it each time. Listen to valid criticism. If it is appropriate, agree. Make it clear that he or she must not criticize you in front of other people. If you are not clear about what they mean, ask for examples. If you disagree with the criticism, say so assertively. Use clear I statements. I prefer to be moved this way. I do it this way because I need it done at that time because